Hey there, it's Tracy here, and welcome to another episode of Conversations from My Couch. Hi, I'm Tracy Youngkin. I am a leadership coach and consultant, and I'm here every Wednesday talking about all things leadership. So let's get started this week. I got a message the other day and it said, why do you do this every week? And I sat down and I had to really think about it. And I do this every week because I do believe that as leaders, we're in an era where we've got new and up and coming leaders and leaders who've been burned out, who just need a little, I don't know, a little boost, a little, hey, it's okay, or just a tip or trick here and there. And I do totally believe that we don't have to live in a trial by fire relationship. We should be uplifting one another and helping one another with the knowledge share. I work in healthcare where we talk about breaking down silos all the time. And I feel the same way about leadership. It shouldn't be the best kept secret around. We should be spreading the love. So I really do it because I am so excited for the leaders out there when it's happening and it's happening well. Man, there's no other feeling like that. And when somebody says, thank you, you've made a difference, that is a truly humbling experience that you can say, hey, you're welcome. And somebody's benefited from your knowledge. So anywho, that led me to think about the question, right? Leadership. And it's kind of like one of those age-old questions. Leadership, is it born or do you just learn it? And I do think that there are those few people, like a small percentage of people who are just born. And those are those 2, 3, and 4-year-olds that you look at and you're like, dude or girl, one day, you're going to be running a company. You can just see it in their faces. For the rest of us, it's a combination. We got to the position that we got to through promotion, and we probably had some similar experiences, right? We had some mentorship, we had some trial and error, we went to classes. I think some of the best leaders have got a combination of the three that are there. But the one thing that I think for me as a leadership coach is that being a leader is really comprised of 3 things, right? It's being aware of the roles that people play, whether they are assigned or they're elected, meaning that, you can have a role that's given to you because of the effort that you put in, but then there's also those that are that have influence on your team, that have been elected to have that influence on your team. So you got to really know who the roles people play on your team, also the responsibilities. So we may think that person A should be doing Y, but in real life, person X is doing Y. So who's doing what and why? We need to understand that about the people on our team. And relationships, right? You got to understand the connections. Who are we tied to in our department? Who is our department tied to? Those are the ways that we're going to understand where our team fits within the organization. So when you understand these 3 things, you as a leader can really help your team and support your team so that they're making the connections, that they're collaborating, and that they're creating a space where they can succeed. That's why I love coaching so much. It's really giving people tools and teaching them the tools of how they can work with their teams to collaborate, to connect, to collaborate, and to create that space for their teams to succeed without dragging them down. At the end of the day, it's really that old adage. It's an old African adage of, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, go with the team. I believe it. And I encourage you all to find the time in your practice as a leader to understand the roles, responsibilities, and relationships on your team so that you can help your team to connect, to collaborate, and to create their own space for success. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I cannot wait to see you guys again next week. Every Wednesday, I'm here talking about all things leadership in this conversation from my couch. Peace.